Multiplayer in video games is mostly online gaming now, but there are still games that are couch co-op, just like the old days on the Game Boy Advance. Okay, 2 Game Boys? Check. Link cable? Check. Games? Check. Friends? Check. The GBA had plenty of multiplayer games with single pack and multi-pack games, meaning that only one copy of the game is needed when it's a single pack multiplayer game, am I right? Let's take a look at multiplayer games on the GBA. Pokemon. Yep, let's get it out of the way. Battling, trading. Pokemon games require 2 copies of the games to trade Pokemon and battle, and are some of the best multiplayer experiences on the system. But that's only if you're a Pokemon fan. I remember in Ruby and Sapphire, you had a base and you can visit each other's base and leave a team for someone else to battle. Leaf Green and Fire Red actually introduced the wireless adapter for wireless multiplayer, and the wireless adapter was only compatible with around 20 games here in North America, including Boost Fury. Boost Fury is one of my favorite games on the GBA, and yes, I know it's not the highest rated game on the Game Boy Advance, but the multiplayer lets you face off against your friends. You need 2 copies of the game for multiplayer, and you can even trade items or fight. There's a balance mode which lets you pretty much use any character in the game, but you can only do Kai Blasts for special moves. If you pick the in-game mode, then you can fight with the characters from your game and whatever level they're at, but you can perform the special moves and even fight as Vegito. And for those of you who don't know about Dragon Ball Z, you're probably thinking, what the hell is a Vegito? Well, it's Goku and Vegeta fused, come on, that was like 3rd grade stuff, right between math and history. But what about a game that only needs a single cartridge, otherwise known as a single pack multiplayer? Well, we can take a look at one of favorite of y'all's, Mario Kart Super Circuit. If you play multiplayer with just 1 cartridge, you can race as Yoshis. Unfortunately, it's only the 2 of you racing and the locations are limited. If you have 2 copies of the game, you have access to all the characters and tracks. And that's the theme to some of these games. The single pack ones are limited to the onboard memory of the Game Boy Advance, which was about a whopping 256 kilobytes. Some games though offer both options, like Mario Kart and Super Monkey Ball Jr. for instance. It has a few games you can play multiplayer: Monkey Fight, Racing and Levels, Monkey Bowling, and Monkey Golf. Remember playing Super Monkey Ball on the console? The only thing missing is the target game, but these modes offer a lot in the multiplayer aspects. Next up, how about another Dragon Ball Z game, huh? This time a straight up fighter like Super Sonic Warriors. Requiring 2 copies of the game, you can choose all the characters you have unlocked in the game, and you can battle your friends. When I played this game, I wish I would have played multiplayer for the extra challenge. Crash Bandicoot, Sony's answer to Mario. Crash Bandicoot and Tranced has 2 options for multiplayer. Basically 2 levels. The one where you're in a ball and you have to capture the flag and roll around in this isometric view. And the other one, you can race to the end of the level. You can spin and break boxes and compete with your friends. Another game you can race in is Sonic 2. Here you can race one another to the end of the level. It adds another challenge to the game by making you go fast like Sonic. Or you can just lose to Knuckles. The multiplayer games on the GBA kept things simple, at least compared to modern games like playing mobile games with your friends online. I can't go 2 seconds without being interrupted. Wait, what? Some games took things up a notch and allowed for 4-player multiplayer with a special link cable and 4 Game Boys. Super Monkey Ball Jr. had 4-player support, and so did Mario Kart, but the most well-known game with 4-player support probably being The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. Now, playing with 4 players offline was more common in the past, with multiplayer being mostly online now, but the Switch still has games like Smash Bros, allowing for up to 8 players at a time. A hassle-free experience compared to mobile gaming. Wait, what the f***? But what if you don't have a link cable or 2 Game Boys? How can you play multiplayer on the Advance? Well, you don't, so get the heck out of here, single mode player. Actually, there are some games that offer multiplayer with 1 Game Boy and 1 cartridge. For example, Tony Hawk Underground 2 has regular multiplayer with the link cable and whatnot, but you can also pass the console around and take turns. If you play Horse, you can take turns setting a high score in the game, and another game to do this is Mario Party. Every person tries to set a high score in the minigame, and you pass the Game Boy around. It's a cool concept, similar to passing a controller on a home console. It's interesting to see how multiplayer was implemented on the GBA and the different things they were able to accomplish in the games. The link cable also allows you to connect the e-reader to your systems for a select few games that supported the e-reader function, like Pokemon. If you had the highly sought after Eon ticket, you can connect 2 advances, one with an e-reader connected, and scan your Eon ticket into your Pokemon game. You could also do the same in Animal Crossing and F-Zero with the e-reader cards, which can get expensive. but it's understandable because it is the e-reader. Just like Mario Party e-reader, which maybe I'll get my hands on a copy one day, but for now, the multiplayer on the GBA offers a lot to play. And I don't have to worry about an internet connection or updates and whatnot. Oh, come on! The single pack feature reminds me of the DS download play on the DS, so maybe this was a predecessor to the way the DS did multiplayer, basically having a built-in wireless adapter. That was a luxury on the GBA. The advance walked so the DS could run. And with that in mind, I guess there's only one question left to ask. Oh, look at that. Well, can't beat 'em, join 'em. Go ahead, pick one. Yep.